Hi everyone, I'm Adrienne Borlongan from Wanderlust Creamery, and I'm here to cook a recipe from my new cookbook, The World of Ice Cream. And today we're making sticky rice and mango ice cream. So first thing, we're gonna start with our sticky rice milk. People ask me all the time, is there actual rice in this recipe? Yes, it's in powdered form. So here we have some sticky rice flour, and then we're gonna add some water. And this acts kind of like almost the glue of the ice cream. This is a non-dairy vegan ice cream, but you could never tell because of the texture. And this sticky rice flour is our secret ingredient. It gives not only the rice flavor, but also the thick texture that you're gonna miss from dairy. So we're gonna just heat this at a medium-low heat, and we're gonna cook this until it reaches 150 degrees. At that temperature is when the rice hydrates, and it's gonna look like a semi-translucent glue. So while that's cooking, we're gonna get our coconut base started. I like to use these tall cylindrical vessels for mixing my base, just so I can get my immersion blender in there, blend everything in. So we're gonna add some coconut cream. You wanna use full fat coconut cream. Don't use coconut milk, it's not gonna be rich enough. We're gonna add some sugar. Glucose. Glucose is a type of sugar. It's not as sweet as sugar, but it has the same anti-freezing properties that sugar has, which is necessary for ice cream if you want to get a soft and luscious ice cream texture. And then we're going to add some of stabilizer. This recipe was actually inspired by a cousin-in-law of mine who just suggested, upon finding out that I was opening up an ice cream shop with international flavors, he's like, why don't you make a Thai sticky rice and mango ice cream? And I thought, how do I do that? So a couple days of R&D, this is what came about. This is our probably most famous ice cream flavor at Wanderlust. It's what we're known for. You could say it's what put us on the map. Blend all these ingredients together. You don't have to blend it too much. We're just trying to dissolve the sugars in there a bit. And checking on my sticky rice milk. This is what it should look like at 150 degrees. It's thickened, semi-translucent, looks a little bit like Elmer's glue. And we're just gonna add this to our coconut cream and sugar mixture. You can make this recipe, you don't have to use mango, you can make it with another Southeast Asian fruit like durian. I've made this with lychee. It doesn't have to be mango. Sticky rice is eaten with other fruits as well. You can get creative with it. Okay, now that that's been blended, we're gonna return this back to the heat to activate our stabilizer. We're gonna heat it till it reaches 165 degrees, which is the temperature at which our stabilizer hydrates. I completely forgot we need to add salt. Our mango sticky rice in general is a little bit on the saltier side. And just like food, even dessert, you should salt it. It brings out the flavor of everything. You don't have to use coconut cream. If you don't mind it being dairy, you can use heavy cream in place of coconut cream. And what that will do is it'll create a completely different rice flavor. You can make mochi ice cream, or you can use toasted rice, and it can be like a toasted rice ice cream. This is really versatile. So now it's at 165. We're gonna return it back to this cylindrical thing. We have to add virgin coconut oil, our last step. We want to blend it again to re-emulsify everything, break down any stabilizer that didn't get blended down, any chunks. Also, this is going to cool it down before we put it in our ice bath. Okay, so I got a big bowl in an ice bath. This is gonna chill it down really quick. This step is actually not that necessary, but if you're in a hurry to put it in the fridge. You don't want to put it in while it's hot. You want it to cool down just at least to room temperature before you refrigerate it. This is going to age overnight. And the reason why you want it to age overnight is you want all the stabilizers to hydrate. You want it to be extra cold before it goes in your machine. The faster it takes to turn into ice cream in the machine, the smaller your ice crystals will be, which means the smoother your ice cream will be. So now that this is cooled down to room temperature, we're gonna transfer it to an airtight container and age it in the fridge overnight. Will all the stabilizers hydrate? If this were a dairy recipe, all the proteins would also be hydrating. The fats would be partially solidifying. And what that does, it helps to whip air into the ice cream. Ice cream is all about uniformity. A lot of people don't realize a lot of the taste comes from the texture, and that texture comes from a physical structure of ice cream, which is ice crystals, water, proteins, fat, and air. And so all these steps in an ice cream recipe ensures that you have the perfect molecular structure of ice cream. Yeah, so see you in 12 hours. Okay, now we're on to the mango part. So here I have some diced, really ripe Alfonso mango. You want to make sure you want to get the very ripe mango. If you don't have access to in-season mangoes, you can use a can of Kesser mango, which you can find at any South Asian grocery store. We're going to blend this up. And we're just going to make sure it's pureed very well. If you want it a little chunky, you could, but you risk the chunks freezing into solid, icy, hard bits. So I always like mine very smooth. I'm gonna put this back in the fridge and let it chill and be very cold for when we assemble our mango sticky rice ice cream. Okay, so now that our base has chilled overnight, we're gonna add it to our ice cream maker. And like I said, you wanna make sure this is really cold, because the faster it takes for this to turn into ice cream, the smaller our ice crystals will be and the smoother the texture will be as well. So I just put it on the coldest setting, the slowest churn speed, because I like very low overrun or low air ice cream. It makes for a denser, creamier product. And this should take about 20 minutes or so, hopefully. And then once that's done, we'll fold in our mango jam. So I've pre-chilled a loaf pan. You want everything cold when you're assembling your ice cream, and you want to work fast, just because you want to work as fast as possible before the free water and the ice cream finds each other and makes bigger ice crystals. Look at that. So I'm going to scrape this into my pre-chilled loaf pan. I'm going to put about half of my ice cream in here, and we're going to spread it onto the bottom of the pan. And then we're going to pour some of our cold mango sauce on top, about half. And then we're going to add the rest of the ice cream on top. So when we fold this together, they're going to be beautiful swirls of mango throughout the sticky rice ice cream. And when we scoop it, you're just going to get a perfect ratio of sticky rice to mango jam. We're going to add the rest of our mango jam on top. And working as quickly and in as little movement as possible, we're just going to fold it. I like to do 3 times, and then I'd like to turn the pan this way and do it 3 more times. And then we're going to pop this back into the freezer as fast as possible to harden up. So our mango sticky rice ice cream is finally frozen. We put it in the freezer to harden up for about 4 hours. You can leave it in there up to 12 hours, but I think 4 hours is just enough time to get it scoopable and servable. I like to have a little cup of water to dip my scooper in. You don't want it too wet, just moistened enough. Shake it off to get any excess water out, and then just give it a nice scoop. Look at that. Put it on my little dish here. You can even add fresh mangoes on top. I don't think it needs it, honestly. I think it's perfect as is. Look, you have mango sticky rice in ice cream form. Really good. You get a little bit of saltiness. You taste the rice. Definitely a little hint of coconut and really, really ripe Alfonso mango. So good. This is a delicious sticky rice mango vegan ice cream. And you can find the recipe along with so many others in my new cookbook, The World of Ice Cream. Thank you so much for watching.